All right, how's it going? Welcome in. What we got here? $106,000 on Bitcoin right now. That's nice. Just setting everything up properly here on my side, guys. Just bear with me, but welcome on into the live stream here. What's up between the aisles? How's it going? What's going on, guys? Welcome into the live stream. Smash up those likes as you are coming in. Give me an audio visual check as well, please. What's going on, guys? Welcome into the live stream. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you too. What's up, AL? How you guys doing? 29 on the Fear and Greed Index. 22 yesterday. It has just updated. We just got the daily close. We just got the daily close about 45 minutes ago. So this is a pretty nice move up right now. So we're going to be covering this in the live stream if we could go live, because this is actually one of the most significant kind of market moves I think we've seen in a little bit. So what's going on, guys? Welcome on into the live stream. Those of you that are just tuning in here, what's going on? Let me know how you're feeling in the live chat. You feeling bullish about this? You feel bear trap or bull trap? What we thinking in the live chat? Let me know, guys. I'm very curious to know what you guys are thinking. And seems like everything is good, but just confirm for me: is the audio and video good? Seems like it, but I just want to hear. I just want you guys to tell me that, rather than I assume it. But what's going on, guys? Welcome in. Welcome in. Bitcoin sitting at $105,900. AL says all good, thank you very much. Sal says this could be the retest of previous support. Absolutely it could, and that would be a really big deal. Our support, now it's resistance. Our resistance range kind of starts here. Vanilla says the US government is open again. It's not open yet, is it? Because I thought that would be bigger news, and I haven't heard of that. But welcome into the stream, everyone. Let's smash up those likes. Let's get these likes above 50, kicking this stream off here. I know it's a super weird time for streaming on this channel, but let's see what we can do when YouTube kind of pushes this out. Usually I announce the live stream and then I let it cook for a little bit before actually coming on live, but today I did both at the same time because I didn't really want to wait, you know. Like I was ready to go when I got those I think it was the daily close notification, and I was like, okay, that's an interesting daily close. But hey, look at this. Litecoin is Litecoin waking up? No, it's not. It's not. Of course it's not. What do you mean? Litecoin's not gonna wake up. Not yet, until it does. What's going on, guys? Welcome into the stream. Smash up those likes as you are coming in here. Let's get these likes above 50. I'm just kind of scanning across the market. Obviously S&P futures opened pretty nicely. Nice little gap to start this thing off here. Moving up. Obviously there was that kind of stimulus check news, which was hilarious, but that's kind of entering our news cycles again, this time under a Republican president. But whatever. We have a lot to cover here. Resistance up ahead. That's going to be interesting. Let's take a quick peek at dominance as well. Dominance is just kind of hanging out as well. What's up, Kai? What's up, David Sanford? Source, welcome to the live stream, everyone. 27 likes. Thank you all very much. Smash them up as you are coming in here. YouTube is just slowly pushing the stream out. I can see the views kind of like building up here as the notifications are getting pushed out one by one. I don't really know why YouTube does it. Maybe it's just the tech is overwhelmed though. But what else we got here? Solana's in the same place. What's Trump doing? Trump is hanging out right in the middle of this range. That's good too. So how are we feeling about the market, guys? Let me know in the live chat. In 1 word, in 10 words, whatever you want to say. How are we feeling about the market right now? Look at gold. Gold has formed an ascending triangle, and it is trying to pull something off right here. It is. It's not easy to draw a nice, clean line here, but as far as resistance, this is a little bit easier. So Gold is kind of itching for that breakout. We're only 12 likes away, 11 likes away from 50. Thank you all very much. Yeah, as soon as we hit 50, I'll really kick off the analysis here. Just want to, you know, give the algorithm a chance to give other people a chance to kind of get in. Because it is so hit and miss, unfortunately. But gold is also trying to get that break, which is cool. Stocks don't have pre-market trading yet, do they? That's going to start in a little bit. Pre-market starts in 8 hours. Okay, that's not too bad. Talk stocks at all? Hell yeah, dude. We're going to talk stocks. Yes, we are. We're definitely talking stocks. That's a big exciting thing for me personally. I definitely want to talk some stocks today with you guys. All right. Thoughts on Zcash? Let's take a look at Zcash real quick. That's been going pretty crazy. Here is Zcash against the dollar, and wow, that's the daily time frame. On the logarithmic scale, see this on the Binance chart. I want to see this on a more historic chart. I mean, just the crypto index one would be pretty good. And oh, okay, so it's basically back at all-time highs now. Well, excluding this, but it looks like this was very temporary. So 700-800. Wow, we had a good attempt in 2021, but it's really taken off now. Think about Zcash. Obviously, is that Monero is the real privacy coin, right? But, you know, I've been looking at, like, why isn't Monero moving yet? And, well, it's kind of started, but I think one of the main reasons Monero hasn't really taken off is because it's banned everywhere. You know? You just can't really get it. We're only about 4 or 5 likes away, by the way, from 50, so thank you all very much for smashing them up. If you are just tuning in now, definitely make sure to smash them up. Helps us push the streams out a little bit. What we got here? So, I mean, it's on Kraken. Yeah, that's interesting. It's on KuCoin, 𝐿𝐿𝐿. I mean, a lot of people are going to have accounts on these. Let's see the dexes. It's on Uniswap, but oh, it's got no volume. So, yeah, you can't. Damn. Yeah, it's. I mean, 236 is still workable. She's got to be on KuCoin. Question is, who 5 likes? Pretty significant, like, a temporary bottom is in. I mean, that's clear. Whether this is the bottom is kind of to be seen at this stage. What happens when alt season doesn't happen? Well, we don't know if it's not going to happen, do we? But if we're on the hourly time frame here, take a look at where we're at. Thank you. Take a look at the hourly time frame here. Take a look at where Bitcoin is. We are like right at resistance right now. Like we are sitting at resistance as we speak. So I mean, the resistance kind of just gets bigger and bigger the proper view at that. And in typical live stream, welcome in everyone, just tuning in here. It's been a good little market here. Right, one sec. Let's see if I can fix the connection issues. Okay, I hope that fixed it. For the connection issues there, my bad. My apologies for that. Hopefully we're good. Just keep updating me in the live chat. I always read the live chat as we go on. We got the DGen cam on the right hand side here. This is the 1 minute time frame, and it is looking pretty sweet right now. We're up another $100, sitting at 106,300. we've had a little bit of speculation. Is this a liquidity sweep? Is this a short squeeze? We'll definitely be discussing those ideas in this live stream here, but I want to give you guys a good look at this range here, and one of the ways I want to do that to kind of maintain consistency is by taking a look at this fixed range volume profile from when we kind of first entered this range up until right now. And according to that, we've actually overcome a lot of it at basically 105 flat, and we've got a tiny little bit more building up in about like 107.7, so stretching all the way back to 2024. But if we just take a look at everything from when we re-entered this range, we haven't actually hit resistance yet. So, I mean, we're basically there. We're like obviously right there right now at the value area low. But above that, there is, you know, again, like I said, $1,000 higher, there's a little bit more resistance, and then 500 higher than that, there's more. We start to enter a little bit of a trough, I'd say, around here. So kind of between here and here, I'd say, should be easy for Bitcoin. I'd say, like, kind of like right now up until, you know, I'll just start drawing a couple of boxes here to show you what I'm looking at. Like, you know, this I'd say is kind of a sort of danger zone, so to speak, for Bitcoin right now. And then I'd say that this is another kind of opportunity zone, this gap over here. So I'd say this should be quite easy for Bitcoin to kind of travel through. I think Bitcoin would struggle a little bit more right here. So we've definitely got some potential here for trouble. You know, on my side, it's actually saying the stream health is good now. But you guys just keep letting me know in the live chat. Thank you all very much. And as you are tuning in, guys, make sure to smash up those likes. Thank you all for 65. Let's get this thing up toward 100 here. But yeah, a little block of resistance here. That's what we're facing right now. That's basically what we're facing right now. So as far as so Stefan Nick says it's a good time to take profits, and you know that's a good kind of segue, because as far as, you know, what the play is from here, this is going to really depend on if you're feeling bullish or bearish. Bears are obviously expecting the price to go much lower. So kind of the philosophy in a bear market for bears is that if the market is kind of trending down, every time the market does one of these things, that's kind of where you want to start taking up your short positions, selling, taking profits. Maybe you bought a little bit down here, so you sell it up here kind of thing. And then you're anticipating that the market's going to kind of drop again, and then you're anticipating another move like this. And crucially, the thing to note about moves like this is that they're going to kind of line up with your previous support levels. So you know that if you found support over here, that you might find resistance here. And so that makes it even easier to sell. And then, you know, theoretically, that just kind of keeps on happening. And I mean, that's kind of the basics of trading, right? Is, you know, you've got essentially a level that was support and now it's resistance, right? I mean, it's really not that complicated. So if we play this, you know, in the market right now and kind of take a look at what we've got, then I think the chart is pretty clear. We've kind of already started trending down, and this is our kind of, you know, pullback, so to speak. It's our correction. And we're currently trending down again, and we're doing, you know, we're doing that again right now. So this is where we found support. We're now kind of potentially getting ready to find resistance now. This is the bearish hypothesis. This is what bears, of course, would be thinking at this stage, and reasonably, right? I mean, bears are going to get bearish at resistance. That's kind of the point. And that makes total sense. That's really, really good theory. I actually want to show this to you on a clean chart so that I can, you know, really make my point, and not worry that my point is being missed here. So, you know, we get this big leg down and then this huge recovery, and, you know, this recovery obviously comes up to a level that's historically been, you know, important. I mean, we've pulled off reversals off this level. We've had rejections, we've had support, we've had big rejections. You know, so we get rejected up here. That's where you kind of start building your shorts again and then rip it down. And we did a smaller, you know, continuation pattern right here, right? So the market, you know, could just be doing that again. And that's definitely going to be what bears are expecting now that we've kind of hit, you know, literally our previous bounce zone where we managed a relief rally. So this was a bit of a relief rally. Well, now we're coming back up to get resistance, okay? So that's going to be why a lot of people might start looking for shorts here in this range. If you are enjoying the stream so far, smash up those likes. We're about 27 away from 100. Thank you all very, very much. Closing in on that 100 like mark. Really do appreciate it, guys. Bitcoin has topped out so far at 106,500. So it is actually facing this resistance right now as we speak. And it's not doing too bad. It's not doing too bad. Now, like I said, this resistance level gets bigger. It's a pretty decently large range. From kind of where we are now, I would say up until about, basically 108,000. So, there's a solid kind of $1,500 more of resistance here before we're done. But if we do manage to slice through this resistance range, I think it's going to be pretty easy to get back up to 111. And I think that from 111, it should be hopefully an opportunity for the market to fall into this range. And I'm going to explain why I think that's so important right now. So the thing about this market, ladies and gents, is it's so likely to produce deviations where, I've kind of told you what the bears think. This was support, so it might be resistance now, so it's going to rip down. But, even in that situation, it could totally overshoot resistance. It could totally just get above resistance and still drop down. So you really have that deviation risk. And unfortunately, we don't really know if that deviation risk is going to play out until and unless we fall down to this level and we get a recovery off this level. It's really at this pivotal point here that we know whether or not we're getting a deviation, which, absolutely sucks. That's such a terrible... I'm so red right now. But I don't really know how to even out my lighting. Am I actually this red, or is it... Yeah, I'm actually this red. Let me see what I can do about that real quick. But, this is the thing about the market, is like we don't really know if we're going to get a deviation. We just kind of have to deal with the cards that we're dealt, which sounds so shit, but, it just kind of is what it is. That was way too much, wasn't it? That was crazy. I'm blinded by that. How's this? Are we happier with this? I'm happier with this for now. We can change this a little bit later on, but that's what I'm going with for now. But red is bad mojo. You know what, dude? You're right. Let's just go with this instead. This is a little bit nicer, huh? How we feel about this? We like this more? You're right. No more red. But we've... What the fuck? All right. Nah, that's just not even... I don't even want these in my comment section, dude. You're gonna have to chill with that. Anyway, we don't know if we're gonna get a deviation. That's the point, is to look for this kind of, you rise up and then you come back down and back test, and then if you are gonna get a deviation at this point, you're gonna get a really big drop. Otherwise, it's gonna be a massive kind of increase from here. So the kind of risk here, the downside, is that you don't even, like, this drop might not happen, right? Like, it could just slice through, but in that case you miss it. And I just kind of chalk that up to, cost of business, isn't it? You're not going to catch everything. It's not really the end of the world. And the reason I say that is it's just kind of, I mean, you could certainly have like a level where, like, if we cross this level 111, then we're probably not coming back down. And then that's where people kind of pile in for momentum longs. But that's risky, again, for the same risk of deviations, right? Because we could do this and then still kind of, like, that kind of like whiplash up and down style price action is actually really problematic for the market. And especially for people that are speculating here. So, that's why I'm kind of pointing all this out. But here, let me see if I can make this light even better here. Nope. Well, that's a little bit better, right? How we feeling about that? I feel a little bit better about that. But anyway, we'll keep this as it is right now. I'm getting so many volatility alerts. It's nice. And so, yeah, we're kind of jumping into this range now here where things could definitely start kind of splicing up for Bitcoin. So, like I said, it's if you get above, we're not kind of completely out of the woods, because that's going to potentially be an opportunity to trap a lot of longs. The market is still quite over leveraged, and it has been for a very long period of time. I think the thing that's kind of shocking me is that we've now been here for quite a while, and we've had several massive leverage washouts. Yet every time leverage builds and builds and builds again. I mean, you know, we really are a community of fucking degenerates. And I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's not, it's not something I want to sit here on stream and complain about. It just is a reality of the market. Before I do carry on, look at this beautiful, beautiful descending channel right here. Getting ready to print a potential on the right-hand side of the screen. Very good to see you guys tuning in today. If you are enjoying the stream so far, definitely smash up those likes. We have a lot left to go through. Like I said, we've taken a brief look at dominance and a couple of the altcoins as well. We're also going to be diving into nice big gap up for the S&P 500. Remember recently, I don't know how many of you guys heard me say this, but I was saying that, you know, Bitcoin doesn't typically have crazy price action on weekends anymore because it just kind of tries to find some rough sort of parity with wherever the S&P 500 will be when it opens on Monday. I don't know how many of you guys remember. It leads Bitcoin so clearly. Maybe not so much when it's trending up aggressively, but generally speaking, there's a clear positive correlation where if the S&P is strong, then Bitcoin will probably be strong. And, you know, with that in mind, what's it looking like with the Ichimoku clouds? We'll take a look at those clouds in a minute here. But, you know, with that in mind, you know, Bitcoin just kind of tries to find wherever the S&P 500 will be when it opens on the Monday. And, you know, I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's just something to kind of be aware of. I mean, it seems to be exactly what Bitcoin's doing now because Bitcoin was kind of slowly rising throughout the weekend here. Leading into this, you know, stimulus check news. And I would love to cover a little bit of that stimulus check news with you guys today because I think that would be a lot of fun to look at. Just see if there's anything here. Okay, so we've got, this is interesting. So we've got right here, U.S. shutdown nears end as Senate Democrats agree to funding deal. So let's take a little read through this here and see what they're saying. This will be interesting for sure. So the record-breaking U.S. government shutdown is nearing an end after a group of moderate Senate Democrats agreed to support a deal to reopen the government and fund some departments and agencies for the next year, people familiar with the talk said. Under the agreement, Congress would pass full-year funding for the Departments of Agriculture, Veteran Affairs, and Congress itself, while resume withheld federal payments to states and localities and recall agency employees who were laid off during the shutdown. Essentially, it seems like this, in conjunction with the stimulus check news that Trump announced earlier, is resulting in the big gap up for the S&P 500. And that is what is also allowing Bitcoin to enjoy its rise. Now, like I said, Bitcoin was finding this over the weekend before S&P 500 futures opened. But now that S&P 500 futures have opened, I think it really confirmed things for Bitcoin. And we can see that if we throw Bitcoin here onto the minute time frame on the left, and we kind of look at, you know, the precise moment where the S&P 500 opened. I mean, it was in the lead up to this where Bitcoin was really pumping. So obviously somebody or some group of people or whatever it was knew that the S&P was going to open quite high, and Bitcoin ended up rushing up to meet those levels. So typical. But I always love giving you guys more and more evidence of this because it's kind of, you know, once you notice it and see it, you don't really unsee it, and it makes you a lot harder to be fooled because you're going to have a very realistic grasp of where we are in the market. Now, I do have to say, we are 1 like away from 100 likes on this live stream. So thank you all very much, you absolute legends. If you haven't done so already, definitely smash it up. It's good to be live here with you guys in this stream. Tom says, nice breakdown. Appreciate your perspective. Absolutely, dude. That's what we're here for. Let's go ahead and throw Bitcoin back on the DGen 1 minute time frame and take a look at this level again here. So we're on the hourly time frame. We got 110 likes. Hell yeah, guys. Thank you very, very much. You know, we're here on the hourly time frame, and we've got this, you know, pretty nice kind of setup here where you know, if we do manage to get above this resistance level, like I said, I do think this could be a little bit of an empty vacuum. The reason I'm saying that is, you know, you can kind of tell that this range basically call it like to like 108 point whatever. But you know, this range between these yellow lines here, this yellow line up here and this one down here, taking place here, whether it's this really quick move down or this quick move up, this one that nearly completes the range. There's a couple of fake outs here, but then a complete move down and a complete move up, and then back down and then back up and then back down and then back up and then back down and back up and back down. It's kind of crazy, and if you really pay attention to these kind of things, you'll start to notice these kind of empty liquidity zones. They're almost like vacuums where when you enter the range, it kind of just sucks you right up to the top of the range. And I mean, you know, plenty of evidence of this, right? I mean, you know, you take a typical example of it happening here, and it's literally within 16 hours we're clearing a 3.2% range here, which is just kind of OP. It's like very, very powerful and worth noting. So I think that's definitely interesting here. Reopening the government will be vote tested very soon, expected to pass. So that's the thing, is it seems like this kind of positive sentiment is carrying these markets right now, which is really nice. And this is what I've been saying over the last week or two. Nobody really likes these ideas because everybody wants to just jack themselves off to the most bearish hypotheses they can think of. But realistically, you know, markets aren't going to go down in a straight line forever, even if they are going to trend down for a long time. Even that doesn't happen in a straight line. So like, even if you're bearish at some point, you gotta let give a little bit, you know, and kind of have a little bit of I don't know, just protection, right, from ensuring that you don't get blindsided by these things. I am monitoring the connection, and the connection actually looks very stable here. But if you are lagging, maybe try refreshing. It seems like not everybody is having that issue, but that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin and this range. If Bitcoin does manage to get above this range here, then its next important level to break is going to be 116. Okay, so that's going to be this level right here. This is previously kind of where we found resistance, and I'd say actually this resistance level kind of stretches all the way up to like 118 as well. So I could drag this down 117.5, but really I'd say this is kind of our next, you know, problematic zone for Bitcoin. I'd say there's a tiny bit of resistance right here. I'm going to go ahead and replace this with a kind of red box. I'd say there's a tiny bit right here for us to watch out for, but you know, the main resistance level is basically going to be this one up ahead, I'd say, just kind of based on what I'm able to see so far here in the market. So I want to bring it back over to this article here on the stream and just take a look through Twitter as well, see if there's anything interesting there. There's actually quite a bit more that I do want to show you guys here in this stream. But I do also just want to see what the internet is saying, because it's always fun to see the kind of shit that ends up getting kind of explored over there. So just bear with here. I just want to make sure. Just bear with here, guys. Just want to make sure I'm fully set up here. All right. And we'll carry on with this one right here. 119 likes, 1 second. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you guys very, very much. Really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. The U.S. Senate is set to hold a procedural test vote on Sunday. If that vote succeeds, the Senate will need the consent of all members to end the shutdown quickly. Any one senator can force days of delays and votes. That's crazy. The House would then need to pass the bill for the government to reopen, and Speaker Mike Johnson has said he will give lawmakers 2 days' notice to return. It looks like we're getting closer to the shutdown ending, Trump told reporters Sunday evening as he returned to the White House. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine, whose state of Virginia is home to many federal workers, signaled Sunday he would support the deal, citing the bill's ban on new federal layoffs through January 30th. So they're not going to be allowed to lay people off either, huh? That's very, very interesting. House passage not guaranteed. Let's skip all this stuff. Let's see the next relevant parts here for the markets. I don't really want to talk about all of the US politics stuff. Looks like it is all largely political. Oh, here we go. Here's a little bit of interesting money stuff. Let's start from here. The shutdown consequences are affecting the U.S. economy about $15 billion a week, and the Congressional Budget Office estimates that the shutdown will reduce annualized quarterly growth rate of real GDP by 1.5 percentage points by mid-November. Consumer sentiment. It's weird because on both, like on one side you have everyone saying like, hey, the government's been shut down for like 40 days. What difference do you see in your life? And it's like, actually, that's a really good point. What difference do you see in your life after that much of a government shutdown? Realistically, many people, if you're not employed by the government, are largely unaffected by this. Let's quickly come back to the charts here because Bitcoin has gotten a very small breakout here on the minute time frame. It is just pulling back right now, but it did just peak at 106,600, and that does mean we are now penetrating this resistance range with a little bit more conviction here. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. We could end up getting a sizable rejection anywhere here. I'd say all the way up to this next resistance box, really, because that's our kind of deviation, extra, you know, a couple percentage points here, 3 extra percentage points. But let's go ahead and see how this continues to play out here. If this does turn into a kind of steep rejection, or if we kind of slice through the resistance level, I don't really think that we're going to trade sideways here for particularly long, at least not right now. I think we are probably a little bit more likely to see some movement in price as well. And while we're here, ladies and gents, I do have to say, if you haven't already had a chance to check out BroFi, we have been on fire lately. We've actually just released the full Module 1 inside of the BroFi certified course, which is sick. And Module 3, I'm actually skipping to Module 3 is going to be hitting very soon, and that is all TA. Module 1 is a lot of theory. Module 3 is all technical analysis, and we are going deep. It's kind of like what you get on this channel, but way more focused, and that is also coupled with some updates in the market. So recently I put out a kind of fun little analysis piece talking about moon cycle analysis, which I know is so out of character for me, but trust me, there was something there, and that's why I spoke about it. And one of our members here made a killer 32% gain, nice and fucking easy. After that, that is my username, by the way, on Telegram. I don't actually go by my name on Telegram. I should probably change that. But that is a message from inside of the group. Really, really cool to see the thing that you guys got to keep in mind is if you're interested in BroFi, it's $100 to join. So you're definitely going to pay off the fee when if there's no guarantees, if it prevents you from making a loss, or if being inside of BroFi helps you make money. It's really not that hard to pay it off. This guy has probably already done this multiple times over just inside of this one trade. And it's a curated environment where you're getting direct access to me and my proven tools and strategies. We're going to deconstruct how you view the markets, and then we're going to reconstruct it. And we're going to weather those storms together directly alongside me and a team of proven traders who know how to thrive in turbulence. So there have been a lot of profits in this group chat and weeks while the market has been dumping. And that's not a surprise. That's happening because we're switching. We know what we're doing, right? We're approaching the market well here. So really, really cool stuff. I think one of the main big things that people love about BroFi is obviously the weekly lives where I'm giving you intimate chart breakdowns and future trade setup discussions. They know everything about my setups, the trades I'm taking, where I've been building positions, why I've been building positions. I actually just put an update there, a little bit more active inside of there, which is really cool. Do we have a veteran or senior discount? Unfortunately not. That sounds pretty cool. I'd love to do that, but I don't think I would have the ability to do that right now. But like I said, $100. We are raising the prices. It's going up to $500. This is early access. Basically, like I said, is while we're releasing more things in. So Module 1 of the course is complete. Module 3, at least the first half of it, is going to be dropping soon, probably in the next week. As we release more, we're raising the price. And when you join now, you're getting a price lock for a full year. So the reason I wanted to do this is right now, while I'm kind of building out the library, you're still getting the main benefits, the weekly lives and the chat. But while I'm building out the library and things like that, you guys are getting a really, really nice kind of early access price here. So well worth checking out. We've been on fire here. Lots of really, really nice gains. This guy benefiting from the moon analysis. It's really funny because his next question was like, what do you think about the different kind of moon cycles or like super moons or whatever? And I was like, dude, I'm not really like the moon analysis guy. I just kind of put this on your guys' radar because I actually do believe that there's something there sometimes. And it's not even the moon, honestly. It's the fact that it correlated with so many other things in the market, which is why I made that little analysis piece on it inside of BroFi VIP. But anyway, all that goes straight to your phone. Really, really cool stuff and well worth checking out with this top link in the description right here to get yourself inside. Really, really cool stuff. But let's bring it back to the market here. This didn't turn out to be a strong enough attempt into this resistance range yet, but it is still a good start, and on the right hand side we are still looking good as well in terms of you know, just kind of consolidating here, potentially getting ready for a move. So that's going to be very interesting. I do want to take a couple of questions here. I also want to flick back to Twitter and Bloomberg a little bit, but let's start dropping some questions here if you have any in the live chat, and I want to start taking a look through some of the other charts here. So starting off with Bitcoin, let's put Bitcoin back here. So starting off with Bitcoin on the left-hand side of the screen here, this is Bitcoin dominance on the hourly, and we're just kind of hanging out at about 60% right now. Ethereum BTC is rallying pretty nicely. I'd say that this is going to be a potential resistance zone for Ethereum now, which we're super close to. We're about 2% away. So we're going to see how that goes. Great channel, easy viewing comment from Jamie. I really do appreciate that, Jamie. That's exactly what we're going for. It's like I said, guys, I'm just talking to you guys, you know, like it's all the time with my friends, you know what I'm saying? And I bring the same energy here to you guys. I know you guys like that. I wouldn't be able to talk to you any different way either, you know what I'm saying? So here's Ethereum Bitcoin. It's looking pretty good. It's risen up to 0.34 BTC per token now after bouncing off this range again. So that's a really nice profit now from the bottom of this wick to the high, that is 10% up, and from, you know, kind of the middle of that wick, it's still up by a really nice 8% gain there against Bitcoin. So anything that kind of increases Bitcoin holdings is always going to be a W in my books. So that's pretty good. And other coins, I think, are looking fantastic. Litecoin looks spicy. I don't want to get too excited about it, but it does look a little bit spicy. Sol BTC hanging on, just kind of hanging on, hanging out. Cardano BTC is kind of the same thing. Maybe getting ready for another leg up with this kind of, you know, small kind of recovery. Could turn into something a little bit like that. Talk about some of the top 100 alts. I don't really look at them too much, to be honest with you, dude. I mean, here's CoinMarketCap, and you know, I mean, I don't even know like most of the coins after like the top 20, you know, and I barely even know a lot of these. So I mean, like, I have rough ideas of what they are, but frankly, I don't give a shit. So I don't really pay much attention to them. But XRP looking pretty sweet. I like the look of XRP right here against Bitcoin. Looking good, looking healthy, traveling back to the top of the range. Binance Coin hanging out against Bitcoin as well. They're all kind of doing their thing, but nothing is looking particularly crazy or concerning. Dogecoin's almost becoming a stable coin against Bitcoin here now for nearly a month, which is funny. Is it actually? This is it's a 20% range. It's not that small. But yeah, the chart has felt like that a number of times. And it's fine. So, you know, I mean, I'd like to see a drop maybe down into like 24 cents. That's a pretty nice area to kind of see a retracement down into. But that's a lot of the altcoins that I'm bringing us some bullish Monday price action. Ladies and gents, we are 21 likes away from 150. Can we hit that? Can we smash those likes up if you haven't done so already? Definitely do that if you haven't already smashed them up. Before we do take a look at the S&P, let's quickly flick back to Bitcoin. And if we take a look at Bitcoin here, we are kind of trying to break into this resistance range 20 minutes into the next hourly candle, and it is looking like a little bit of a rejection so far off this resistance range. If you are just tuning in now, I would probably encourage you to rewind the stream because I haven't really repeated anything yet, and I don't want to yet because I haven't covered everything I want to cover yet. So please go ahead and just rewind the stream. You can watch this if you can keep up at 2x speed, and if you put this on at 2x speed, you might even catch up to watching live. I like to do that a lot when I tune into live streams a little bit late, but that's Bitcoin there. Definitely looking like it's the beginning of a rejection, but way too early to call it yet. I mean, it could totally just kind of reverse course and smash through resistance here. So we're just going to keep an eye on this minute time frame here on the DGen cam on the right-hand side of the screen. But as far as the S&P 500, taking a look at it, let's say on the 4-hour, you know, I mean, we were obviously kind of, you know, breaking down through some of our kind of support levels here. We kind of saw the bottom of this range. We're now getting a nice strong bounce up. So I think a big important thing to check from here is going to be if we do end up flipping some of these levels, because if we do flip one or two of them here and start establishing support where right now we might be finding a little bit of resistance, that would be very telling to indicate to us that actually this market is very healthy and we're done with the correction. So that's going to be what I want to see from here. In other words, let me just make sure I'm making this clear. And this is, let me actually do this on the main S&P chart because this is a little bit messy. Here's the real S&P chart. And, you know, really what I'm saying is if we can get anything, we don't even need to, it doesn't need to be off the levels that I described, but if we can do something a little bit like this, just find support somewhere and basically punch in a new higher low, that would be great to tell us that the S&P is kind of back to business as usual. It's not a lot, and I'd even argue that it's not enough. I want a little bit more confirmation than that, but it's the S&P 500. It doesn't really give you that much to work with, and because it's the S&P 500, I do feel like it's potentially safe to just kind of run and see what, you know, just kind of see if it's you know, goes bullish, because it's kind of the default, you know, energy of the S&P anyway. What's up, Hejim Reactions? Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you back, dude. Shout out to Nigeria in the live chat. Where are we watching from today in the live chat? Let me know in the live chat today, ladies and gents. Where in the world are you as you're watching this live stream right now? Really cool to see you guys tuning in as usual. How we all doing in the live chat? How are we feeling? We feel bullish or bearish? I don't know if I saw your comments on that, but let me know in the live chat. We feeling bullish or bearish about where the market's at right now? Definitely let me know. Let's see where in the world we're from today. We got France, Brazil, Maui. Maui is Hawaii, right? Maui is like one of the Hawaii islands. That's so cool. That's so cool. I want to go to Hawaii, dude. Is it like as cool? It must be as cool as everyone says, right? Maybe a little bit Democrat, like a little bit too Democrat, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, is it? We got Belgium, Harlem. What's Harlem? Is that New York? Chrisma is feeling bullish. Nicola Grace is feeling bullish. U.S. government is voting now to reopen partially or fully. That'd be very cool. We got Chris Hunt from Cali, Michael Jones from the UK. What's going on, guys? Peter K from New York, Ontario, Canada, Florida, Greece. Somebody asked me what part of the UK I'm from. I'm from London. Nice and easy. What's also Dutch? Not sure what you meant. Vancouver, British Columbia, and feeling fucking bullish. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. We got a question here. Do I think that we're going to break to the upside or downside? I mean, that's really the million-dollar question at any given point, right? I've been saying recently, right? Like, I just feel like if you're a bear right now, you're not getting everything you want to see. Like, I feel a little bit more comfortable being a bull right now. The trend is still on my side. We're bouncing really well. Things that were holding the market down are no longer holding the market down. I think that, you know, we have a couple of really strong positive factors going in Bitcoin's favor right now. So I actually think we're looking pretty sweet. I do. I think we're looking pretty sweet from those particular perspectives there. Bear with here, guys. So Bitcoin on the right hand side is just kind of slowly moving down a little bit here. Nothing too crazy, but it is kind of sliding down a little bit. So we'll see how that continues to play out. Let's see what we got in the live chat here. Should I move to Puerto Rico or Portugal? I mean, since Puerto Rico is on your question, I'm guessing it's for tax reasons. And if you have Portugal on your radar, then I'm guessing it means you're not American. So if you're not American, I don't know why you would look at PR. And if you are American, you can't look at Portugal. So I think that answer is going to come to you naturally if you're asking from the perspective of, you know, tax haven life. But obviously the best tax haven in the world is probably going to be Dubai. And if you guys are interested in getting set up in Dubai, I've actually helped a lot of high-profile people do that, and I can help you do that as well. Just reach out to me either on Twitter or Instagram. That's how you can reach out to me directly. Or here on Telegram. This is actually my Telegram username. If you guys want to reach me on Telegram, and this is a profit. What's really cool is this was a nice, easy, clean 32% profit. And like I said, it's $100 to join. It's super easy to pay off that fee when you do get inside, and there have been a lot of profits of people inside of this group already. Easily a lot of people paying off their fees very quickly after joining, because of how easy it is to do it, frankly, and how much information we're giving, and those weekly lives, which I'm super excited for. We just put out a couple of intimate videos and live streams over the last couple of days inside of BroFi, so you guys can get yourself inside with early access pricing right now before pricing goes up, by following this link in the description here. But really, stimulus check, I know, right? That is pretty fun for markets. Spacebridge says, what's up from Alaska? And yes, Hawaii is awesome. I take the family flight, go down to Hawaii, and you're in a totally different place. What an amazing life setup. Good shit, dude. Good shit. I think a lot of people living in that kind of corner in the world are very happy from what I've seen. People living in British Columbia, Canada, Vancouver, those people love that. I mean, that Vancouver, the city, obviously having its troubles, fair share of troubles, I should say. But you do see a lot of people very happy living in that kind of northwest region of North America, the continent there. So that's very cool. But yeah, that's the S&P 500. If we do end up producing anything like a pullback that bounces, that would be the kind of higher low that I'm expecting. Shout out to Peter K saying, I am bro-fried. Hell yeah, dude, bro-fried. Shout out to Peter K. Yes, good to see you on the other side there. And great to see you here as well in this live stream. But yeah, that's the S&P. If we are able to get a nice kind of higher low here, that'd be what kind of really opens those floodgates for us to potentially print much higher. And like I said, it looks like a lot of those kind of, you know, negative things that have been weighing crypto, or more specifically traditional finance, down, it looks like those things have been removed, and crypto is obviously seeing a nice reaction to that as well, which is good, because my god, I think we deserve it. We do, don't we? I think at least a little bit we do deserve it. But there's the 4-hour time frame. Here's the 1 hour. What's up, GeoRider? Good to see you here as well. Another member inside of BroFi. Good to see you guys here in the live chat. I know that you just went through a little bit of the course, which is really cool. So definitely looking forward to hear what you guys have to say about Module 3 when we put that out, hopefully in the next few days here. I'm not going to release the whole module at once because it's honestly a lot and I don't want that to delay me. But I'll do a big chunk of it for sure. Momo says the top was 125k. What do I think about that? You know, I don't really agree. I think Bitcoin's going to get a lot higher personally. Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. I've kind of covered them at length, but I really feel like the kind of broader market shifts are, you know, moving in that direction where I don't really see how the bear market, the bull market could end from here and how the bear market could start from here. I think that we're looking pretty good. Geo says, yeah, I just finished the modules. Yeah, it was, module 1 was kind of heavy. It was a lot, but, that's why we're skipping module 2. I just want to release module 3 right now, get straight to the TA, because module 2 is more theory, and I know you guys are excited for the TA. I'm excited for the TA, so I'm just getting straight to the TA, because the TA content I've already done like the first 5 videos of that module. It's looking amazing. It's so much better than the first course I recorded. So I think that's going to be fun. So let's see what we got here. I've got we've done so far, yeah, I mean, like, it's the basics, but nobody talks about the basics the way I've done it. It's kind of like it's a complete course already just with those, which is really cool. 140 likes, Momo. Can we hit, we're at 140. Hell yeah. Can we hit 150 though? We're only 10 likes away. Thank you all very much. We are seeing that pullback continue to develop here. 30 minutes left on this hourly candle. Let's take a look at some of the stocks here that I'm interested in. I've definitely had a little bit of a nerd affinity to Tesla for a while, and it's seen a nice big drop down here. This was after the shareholder meeting. There was a big drop down after the shareholder meeting. Not really sure why, don't really care, because it puts Tesla down in a very interesting potential range here, and I do think that Tesla is looking pretty sweet. I like to look at a stock market. I don't think the stock market is slowing down anytime soon. I especially think that stocks like Nvidia are not done. We're seeing a new paradigm here in the world where a stock like Nvidia can be worth $5 trillion and its runner-up can be $4 trillion. And frankly, the biggest moves from all of these players I don't think have actually dropped yet. Like the biggest moves of, let's say, the 2020s, we still have about 4 years and 2 months left in this decade, which... First of all, what the fuck? That's kind of scary. And second of all, that's quite a bit of time. That's a lot of time for an industry that moves quickly. The AI, the tech industry, that little kind of region, Silicon Valley and all that. You know, those fantastic companies, they are, I don't think they're anywhere near done personally. So I'm definitely liking the look of where this global assets by market cap is looking right now. And I do think we're going to get much more used to seeing valuations in the single-digit trillions here. There's already a lot. The top 14 are all single-digit trillions. It's kind of crazy that JP Chase couldn't even make it up there, but it's close. Fair enough. I guess it makes sense. There's no real financial institution that's even in the top 10. The first one is Berkshire Hathaway, and then it's Chase. So... yeah, no, fair enough. Perhaps AI stocks are the new altcoins. It seems like it. I mean, if you look at how these stocks have been moving, you know, here's Nvidia. I mean, it moves a lot more like Bitcoin would have back in the day. You don't know what's going on with my connection. It moves a lot more like Bitcoin would have back in the day. You know, I mean, granted, this was a really long consolidation. This lasted like 1 year, but... you know, I mean, it's just straight off to the races now, isn't it? So, you know, quite incredible price action. And, you know, others like Palantir, I think, have been even more shitcoiny in terms of how they've moved. I mean, this is impressive, right? Like $17 at the beginning of 2024. And then at the end of 2024... what is this? Where's the end? This was the end, right? So 2024 ended like basically toward the end of 2024, managed to pull a 5x gain. And then from that level, from the peak of the end of 2024 to now, it's already up by more than a 2x as well. And in fact, this pump right here that came in at the end of October was a plus 22%, followed swiftly by a minus 18%. It's moving a lot more like Bitcoin or crypto would these days, or that you'd expect them to. So, you know, make of that what you will. Clearly, these markets are moving and there's more engagement here right now. And that's one of the big reasons that I'm focusing on it heavy inside of BroFi as well. Look, I'm still, you know, mainly going to be a crypto guy, but there are more opportunities in the stock market and I want to make the money, right? I mean, I'm pretty straightforward on that note. I don't really sugarcoat it. I'm just here to make money because I'm a trader. So, you know, because I'm a trader, I want to make money. If the stock markets are looking good, that's what I'm going to cover. And that's what we have been covering a lot of inside of BroFi VIP as well, which is really, really exciting. So once again, you can get yourself inside by following that link at the top of the description here. I'm going to take a couple more questions, take a look at Twitter, but I am going to start wrapping up the stream from here. I really hope you have enjoyed the stream so far. Let's get Twitter open here. Oh, they did reach a deal? Did they reach a deal, apparently, according to this? Bitcoin managed to close above the 50-week simple moving average. Hey, let's take a look at that, because I haven't actually looked at this yet. This was actually one of the most newsworthy things of recent times, I'd say, as far as Bitcoin's analysis goes. And if we take a look at the 50-week moving average, which is here... that is it. This red line, that's the 50-week moving average, and we did close below it. Yeah, that was the Sunday close that we did just see. So I'm sure Twitter is juicy right now, of course. It's been good, hasn't it? It's been good. Why do I think stocks are more volatile now compared to, say, 10 years ago? Hey, that's a really good question, man. And I'd say that it's because the world is moving quickly. Technology is moving quickly. Stocks right now are largely being led by technology. You know, I think that's kind of how it is. Yo, Momo, you want me to read your comment, but you're just referring me to another comment. So how about be a little bit less lazy and just write your comment out again, dude? You're in a live chat. I want to answer your comment, man. I'm working with you, but every comment you're just saying, like, read my comment above. Dude, no. Write your comment out again. But I think, yeah, stocks are moving because, you know, things are a little bit more just volatile these days in terms of innovation. Like, things are just moving faster. I know, dude, yeah, but, you know, like, I'm not just going to keep scrolling up trying to find your comment while I'm maintaining a stream. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry can now buy, sell stocks on a phone. Yeah, that's true as well. There's Robinhood, and there's a bunch of other things as well like that. So that's definitely going to play some weight in what's going on in the market as well. But 50-week moving average, we have managed to close above it, which is huge. But yeah, like we were closing below it all the time over here. And, you know, look at this. And this is what I'm saying. So, you know, I'm not going to peg the whole market to what happens to one moving average, but it is an important sign. And more importantly, it's amazing that we managed to see a recovery aided by the S&P 500 opening in its futures trading. Because as we saw, Bitcoin only spiked up in response to the S&P 500 futures reopening here right before the weekly close happened, actually. So, yes, we did close above that level, which is fantastic. But bringing it back to Twitter, so Philocone says, every relief rally, the crowd believes it's just a dip that will continue further. You've been warmed very far. Dude, I don't know what the fuck this guy says anymore. Momo says, I was saying historically the post-halving year crash happens in November. Do you think this is the same again? Well, if that's the case, then we're probably having to start that crash right now, and we're already kind of underway, so it definitely fits in with that theory. I don't really know about a post-halving crash a year later. My experience is that post-halving markets go up a lot, and while they're going up, there could be crashes in the middle of that. That's super normal for Bitcoin, but I don't really think that any of that is like particularly crazy or meaningful, so I don't really subscribe to any of those ideas very much at all. A little bit more on the deal to end the government shutdown. A deal has been reached to reopen the U.S. government through January, possibly ending a 40-day shutdown. So let's see how that continues to play out here. It looks like that is definitely helping out with where we are in the market right now. Let's open up the trading feed here. Chat banned for asking for upvotes. Senior abuse. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You're definitely not chat banned, and I do appreciate you asking people to hit up the likes. Thank you very much. We have actually hit 155 likes, probably thanks in part to you. So thank you guys very much for doing that and smashing up those likes. And you're not being chat banned. Don't worry about that. Monitoring the government shutdown market. Let's see. Stimulus checks are back. President Trump just announced a tariff dividend, a payment of at least $2,000 per American. We expect 85% plus of U.S. adults to receive this, resulting in a $400+ billion handout. All as U.S. debt nears $40 trillion. I mean, at that point, what is an extra fucking 1% of debt to buy some votes, huh? I understand. Let's see what they have to say about this, huh? This would be interesting. Do I day trade or own any MicroStrategy shares? I don't day trade and I don't own MicroStrategy shares. This morning, Trump made the below announcement. A dividend of at least $2,000 will be paid to people excluding high net worth or high income, whatever. The economic implications of such a massive stimulus-like payment are huge, especially with markets at record highs. It's crazy. Are they just going to fund this market through fucking inflation? Obviously, that's what they've been doing the whole time, but they're like not even trying to hide it at all. First, who will be receiving the payment? Let's take a look at the most recent stimulus payment, March 2021, 1,400 payments. Full payments were only made to single filers making up to $75K, households making up to $112, and married earners up to $150. So that sounds pretty reasonable. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that are going to fit into that category. Now let's apply the same criteria to 20. Hajim's asking how many stocks do I own? I won't talk about my exact holdings in here, but that is exactly what I go over inside of BroFi. So if you do want to get the scoop on all of my setups, why I'm building those setups, where I'm building those setups, what entries I'm using, what my invalidations would be, all the thinking processes behind it, I just put out another 15-minute update video on my positions a day or two ago inside of BroFi. If you join right now, you're going to see that when you do join. So definitely get yourself inside. Like I said, $100. We have members paying off these fees very, very easily because it's $100 to join. These are early access pricings. We are going to be increasing them later on. So definitely get yourself inside if you are curious. But I'm wearing a hoodie because my hair is messy. Yeah, that's it. I just wear a hoodie because my hair is messy. This is getting a lot of attention, but it's just a hoodie, guys. Don't worry. It's not going to bite. So let's see. So that was a pretty reasonable threshold. I think a lot of people will probably be under that. Now let's apply the same criteria to 2025. Currently, there are 220 million that fit that income criteria. The top 15% of earners would be excluded as high income. That's 440 billion, and the check could be larger than 2K. These payments come at a time where the wealth gap is at record highs. In Q2 2025, consumers in the top 10% of the income distribution accounted for 49% of U.S. spending. That is so interesting, isn't it? So the top 10% of income earners in the U.S. accounted for 50% of all spending. It really tells you a lot about where the economy is geared right now. And that's not just a U.S. thing, by the way. You go somewhere like Dubai, that shit is like way more extreme in Dubai in the same way. Okay. So this marks the highest level in data going back to 89, but there's a big problem here. As seen in 21, stimulus checks massively boost spending. However, the one-time boost is followed by a long period of high inflation. Following the last round of stimulus, U.S. inflation neared 10%. Now inflation is back on the rise at 3% and more stimulus is coming. Trump also states that after the payment, tariff revenue will go toward paying U.S. debt. Over the last 5 years alone, total U.S. debt has surged plus 10 trillion. Since the government shutdown began on October 1st, debt is up 600 billion. That is so fucking crazy. These numbers are actually insane. These numbers are actually insane. Can we get an F in the chat for these numbers, though? I'm serious. Like, this is crazy. You're talking about plus $600 billion in debt in 40 days, fam. In 40 days. 36,000 billion. I'm guessing that's what this number is. That is so crazy. In August, the United States brought in a record 30 billion in tariff revenue. However, August 2025, U.S. government deficits. We believe the debt crisis should be the top priority. I mean, it is for anybody with sense, right? But you're not going to prioritize that on a 4-year term for government. I think that's been proven very clearly. In another similarity to 2020, the Fed is currently pivoting. In September 24, the Fed began a rate cut cycle with a 50 cut for the first time since 2008. Over the last 2 months, the Fed has cut rates by another 50. Stimulus payments will add fuel to the fire. This is going to increase inflation, seeing these interest rates come out a little bit more. Josh Mahoney says bull run is over. Geo says that is out of control. It's only going to get worse too. It's getting so much worse, bro. The fact that it was plus 600 billion in 40 days. Americans didn't have that rate. I mean, I'm saying we because this is a problem that the whole world faces, not just America. It's not just America's government. It's completely fucking soaked in debt. Like, the UK is in the gutter as well. So it's all really the same thing. We're all run by the same general, like, leftist communist government in the West. Even under Trump, there's still a fucking lot of it. And yeah, plus 600 fucking billion. I mean, this is really not a number that people have to worry about if they're voters, right? Like, if you're just going to vote in an election, then why does this matter to you, right? You may as well just vote for Mamdani because he covers, you know, your rent and he freezes your rent. So he's looking out for the working class. 2 big thumbs up. Good job, guys. You really cracked the fucking formula, guys. But anyway, let's continue because all you can do is laugh. This shit is so messed up that all you can do is laugh realistically. But taking a look at this here, and I am probably going to get going soon here, guys. Definitely probably going to get going soon here. How is King Trump going to pay down the monthly 600 bill debt with a monthly 30 bill? It will be crazy. It will take miracles to happen. Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's all narratives. I think it might just boil down to it seems to be this fucking easy to just fool people and make them believe You know, but like, I mean, you can't blame that on Americans because it's not like yeah, it's not looking too good. So in another similarity to 2020, the Fed is currently pivoting in September 24. Oh, we've already covered this. Never in history has the U.S. paid out stimulus this large with stocks near record highs. The S&P is 3% away from all-time high territory and 35% up since the April bottom. All as the AI revolution is in full swing with 200 billion plus in quarterly tech CapEx. What does CapEx mean? Own assets. There has never been a better time than now to be an investor. The macroeconomy is shifting and stocks, commodities, bonds, and crypto are investable. Brilliant. 𝐂𝐕𝐿𝐴. These guys are great. Give them a follow on Twitter. Give me. Otherwise, I will start kind of getting off on this live stream here. It has been a good one. We've had a little bit of into this resistance level. I also think that if the S&P can maintain its strength, I think that it's a done deal for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be in a very, very strong position as well. Tuning in, I really hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you for the likes. We've smashed 150. You guys are absolutely amazing. And we'll see you all in the next video. All right, guys. Cheers. Bye.